Welcome back. Beto O'Rourke is blowing up the internet. By one count, the video of his town hall speech defending the right of NFL players to protest during the anthem has racked up 30 million hits. But in a traditionally red state like Texas, ascending to progressive rock star status may not translate to additional votes, especially when some moderates see the NFL protests as unnecessarily disrespectful of those who fought and died for the country. O'Rourke says regardless of the political risk, voters deserve to know exactly where he stands.
And I can think of nothing more American than to peacefully stand up or take a knee for your rights anytime, anywhere, any place.
Okay, panel. What is your point? I'm going to go to Tony first.
Hats off to Beto, who's doing it the way Democrats should do it. I am embarrassed of the Republican leader, Dan Patrick, who instead of meeting constituents, being open to debates, he's debating Geraldo Rivera. I ain't going to vote for either of those clowns. And guess what? If people want a deep analysis of this issue, they should watch the entire video. And guess what? Rural America, Texans are agreeing with this because, for example, Fort Worth ISD has passed a rule where young football players can do their freedom of speech as long as they respect the law. This is smart. It's a deep, profound way. I'm so happy that the future Senator O'Rourke is taking a leadership role on this. Bye-bye, Lion Ted.
Okay, I'm going to go Bob first, then Tomaro Bell.
But you got to get to me eventually.
Okay. Kneeling by NFL players at a football game is not a freedom of speech issue. Those players work under a contract and under a set of rules, and their employers made a rule that they cannot do that. So it's not a First Amendment issue. It's about an employment contract. Now, the high school students, if they want to do that, that's certainly within their rights as in the First Amendment to do that. But when you work for an employer, you have to follow the employer's rules. And what Beto has done here with this video and with his skateboarding through a Whataburger video is he's showing that he's a charismatic candidate, but this particular video shows that he's way out of touch with Texas values, and particularly with Hispanic conservative Texas values that are not
all four of them.
That people who served in this military, served in the United States Armed Forces, and are not going to pay attention to that.
Tomorrow, you heard him the other day.
Yes.
You were impressed.
Yes, I'm very impressed because let me tell you, what he said about the peaceful protests and those who are against it, most of those people are the same people who back in the 60s would have put holes on Martin Luther King for walking down the street. That's who they are. Okay, but in the day, all they do is sit there in their corporate suits, and then they'll say something on the internet because they're not bold enough to go out there. It is American to be able to peacefully protest. Hell, it wouldn't be America without a violent protest against England. Oh my, now what? Oh God, you can't protest against your country. Cut me a break. It's when they don't agree with it. I'm not saying that this was the most effective way they could have done it, but a peaceful protest is American.
Okay, Jessica, then Bill.
Well, nothing more American. Give me a break.
He didn't say nothing. Oh, God.
He sure as heck did say that. And furthermore, this is why these debates are so important. Because Beto O'Rourke is he is a progressive liberal. There is nothing moderate about him. There's nothing conservative about Beto O'Rourke. He is sitting out here fooling the masses and trying to charm his way into their hearts. The bottom line is this guy is as liberal as they come. He voted against Harvey tax relief for victims. He's out there saying there's nothing more American than taking a knee. Spare me. This guy does not represent Texas values, and this is why Ted Cruz is going to sort of victory because of these careless mistakes of a candidate who is so liberal he can't even help himself.
Republicans are scared.
Bill King, you think he made a strategic error?
I think he went too far with what he said, and I think it's gonna hurt him now. Look, I've been on the campaign trail, and you get in these rallies, and you say a lot of stupid stuff. I'd hate to be held accountable for every word I said along the way. So I'm not saying he's a bad person. I think it was just a mistake that he got a little too far carried away. But I will tell you, I've been out in a lot of neighborhoods recently studying this flooding issue, and I'm going to tell you what, I see Beto O'Rourke signs everywhere, and I see almost no Cruz sign. When you're out on the street, this race feels like it's closer than the rest of the statewide races are to me.
Okay, Nyanza.
Let's talk about how we address Beto O'Rourke's comments when he's dealing with the NFL. Number one, having the American flag fly over the NFL games is not something that was created by the NFL. That's just a business decision because they wanted to go ahead and become more patriotic, not because they wanted to do anything except for make more money. They wanted people to watch the games and do this false sense of patriotism and have everybody standing up when a lot of people don't even believe in what the American flag stands for. But to have the GOP people come out here and say, he's a liberal, he's progressive, what's wrong with that? Obviously, having a conservative state is not helping the majority of the people in Texas.
Right.
And don't,
true.
and stop
That is
coming
not
up
true.
here.
It's
Let me
true.
speak.
Hold on,
Stop
hold on.
coming on this stage saying he doesn't represent the people of Texas. You are not the people of Texas. You're not the people of Texas. I'm not the people of Texas. But what I know for sure is this. Black and brown is on the rise.
Woo!
Women and children are on the rise. Disabled people are on the rise. And let me tell you, all of these disenfranchised people, when they take a knee, when they become silent, or when they don't put their hand across their heart like the president has done, that does not make them any less patriotic. And how dare you try to act like you want to hang your hat on the fact that he said the most patriotic thing you can do. If that's all you can say about what he said, then shame on you, because guess what?
I look forward
If
to
you
the
can
debates.
say,
Bring on
if
the
you can say,
debates.
if you can say lying Ted Cruz, what has he done for the NFL players that are
Exactly.
disenfranchised? What has he done for black men? What has he done for the special needs children? What has he done for women? What has he done for children that don't have parents that can help
Bring
them
on
across
the
the border?
debates.
So at the end of the day, Ted Cruz is a liar. Beto O'Rourke is a man of the people, and you guys don't like for the people to take charge because you want to keep your rich butts in power,
Oh,
and it's
dear.
time for you to go home
We will find out. First Tuesday
on
in
election
November.
day.